Welcome everybody. I'm excited to have you here for our Knowledge Bites introduction to the Vermont League of Cities and Towns and their resources for municipal officials. Knowledge Bites is a webinar series put on by the Southern Vermont Economy Project, which is a program of Brattleboro Development Credit Corporation. So those are those two logos that you see on the opening slide. The Southern Vermont Economy Project, affectionately known as SVEP, has a mission to develop our regional capacity to get things done and make our communities more vibrant, and is funded in part by USDA's RCDI program, the Rural Community Development Initiative. So that is a lot of acronyms for you, but those are the sort of organizations that funnel into making this possible. We have Abby Friedman here from the Vermont League of Cities and Towns, which has a mission to support our town officials in doing their work, and I will let her tell you about that. So go ahead, Abby.
Great, thank you, Rachel. Hi, everybody. I see John and Shane I see your names, and then whoever's on the phone, we welcome knowing who you are as well. Potentially that is Bob. So I wanted to just say hello. I framed this presentation around specifically around training that the league provides to municipal officials, but I have some other things in there as well. Since we are a small group, I was wondering if anyone is new to local government as of town meeting or a recent appointment, if anyone feels like unmuting their microphone, turning on their camera or not, whatever they feel comfortable with. Shane, I know, has been in local government for a little while, and maybe we can just get started. Oh, there's Shane. Hi. So as I go along here, I have a presentation, but it's a small group. If you have questions along the way, just let me know. We can stop and chat. I'm pretty sure we're here for 45 minutes or so. So however long or short we take of that time is great. So to get us kicked off, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what VLCT is. In case you are not familiar. So we are a membership-based organization. We have all of the cities and towns are members. Those are our regular members, but we also have members who are called associate members, and they are other political subdivisions of the state, such as villages and regional planning commissions. This slide has our benefits of membership. So there are 5 main benefits of membership. So just very quickly, support. We have about 50 people on staff working in various capacities to help with all the different types of things that we provide to municipal officials. Knowledge, this is something we'll get into more in depth in terms of all the training. But in addition, there are online resources, publications, guidance. We have staff with particular expertise in areas such as human resources and law enforcement, municipal law. We also collect data and produce survey reports. Number 3, representation refers to work going on right now as the legislature is scheduled to end this week. We have 2 folks who are our main policy people. Ted Brady, our executive director, and Josh Hanford is our director of intergovernmental relations. And I'll talk a little bit more about advocacy in a moment. Insurance, this is a big part of our organization. About half of the people work for our risk management services, and we offer insurance coverages that are specifically tailored for municipal needs in property and casualty and unemployment. And lastly, connection. These are opportunities that we create to bring people together. You can network with each other. as well as with agencies, organizations, folks who want to help you, companies who want to sell you things. That's that. So getting a little more deep into the organization, this is my team, the Municipal Assistance Center. We provide a number of different services along with training. So I just wanted to give a little snapshot of that. Excuse me. And many of these services are carried out by the 4 attorneys that we have on staff, and that which includes answering questions about Vermont law, whether it's about a specific position's responsibilities or a process that you're required to do, drafting and reviewing policies and ordinances, and then again the publications that I mentioned. The topics of things that municipal officials need to know is so big and wide. This is just a quick shot of our topics page on the website, giving you a little flavor of what we have there. And that's one of those interesting transitions. So this is our team, 4 attorneys and our research specialist. And you will have, I'm going to give Rachel a PDF of this presentation, and many of the links are live, potentially not these emails here, but that doesn't mean you can't find them easily. Another area of the league that is doing a lot of training these days is our federal funding assistance program. And this was created in response to all of the federal funding that has become available through ARPA. You may know that acronym. And then I'm going to read the names of these other laws. So the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act and the Inflation Reduction Act. So they provide similar types of services that the Municipal Assistance Center attorneys do, just focused on how to help you acquire the aid, navigate the different requirements, and they do training as well as answer questions. You can book consultations with them, and then they have a lot of information on our website too. And all of those things are done by 2 amazing individuals, Katie Buckley and Bonnie Waniger, and they are, here's their contact information. And then risk management services in program, risk management services, programs, and trainings. These are the insurance folks that I mentioned earlier. And within the areas of property and casualty, unemployment, insurance, there's a number of different types of programs and services they offer that are typically a little above and beyond what a regular insurance company might provide. These are some sample listings of a few of the things that they do. So here we are at training. I'm going to show a couple of different screenshots from our website of how we present the trainings that we offer. This is the annual events and training schedule. So we try to, at the beginning of the year, list as many of the things as we know that have been scheduled or are typically things that are scheduled during various parts of the year. For instance, in January, we have town meeting related trainings. And then in the spring and fall, we have 2 different planning and zoning forums. So the dates may change as circumstances, we put this up and we try to keep it as up to date as possible as information becomes available. But it doesn't preclude us from also, if something is there's something we need to let you know about that just happened, we can schedule webinars really easily to get the word out on new things. Then this page is where you would go to actually register for a training, and it just gives more detail about what these different training events are. And the month of May, is a really good overview of different types of topics that we offer, but also different types of events that we offer. You'll see advocacy chat here, and there's a teeny tiny picture of Josh and Ted, and then which is during the session, and it's not a training, it's more of a update opportunity. So they will give updates what happened last week, what's coming up this week, and then the majority of the time is for you to ask questions so they can respond to individual questions. We have a couple of other formats, similar formats in the flood recovery check-in and the legal lunch hour, where these are more not a specific training on a topic, but an opportunity for updates and sort of one-on-one interaction with staff experts that we have. Sometimes the legal lunches are themed, but sometimes they're just open opportunities for open discussion. So here, these trainings are a little bit more of your typical type of training. Grant basics from the FFA program. They're going to have a series related to grant-related trainings. Spring zoning development forum, I mentioned earlier, and a UI trust. That's the unemployment insurance folks. So digging deep into something very specific that they feel is important for members to know. This is more, these are events that aren't of the same flavor as the other ones I was mentioning. The golf event certainly is a social event. It's put on at a municipal golf course, and it's an opportunity for networking and having fun, and the registration fees go toward a charity, so that the money is put back into a community resource. I'm not sure what that is this year. And then every year we have our town fair conference. So it's an annual event bringing together municipal officials, all types of municipal officials. There's keynote, there's special an award ceremony, and then there's a large exhibit hall where you can talk one-to-one with vendors offering all kinds of services and products, and with training opportunities as well. It will be in Killington this year on October 2nd. And we're actually working on the agenda for it now. So you will start to see more information about what's happening at Town Fair soon, and we hope you will be there. The way that you sign up and engage in any of our trainings is online. And so this is just, if you clicked on the zoning forum, you would get this screen here, and the orange button is where you would register. Sorry if this is super teeny tiny, but you also need to be registered, have a user account for our municipal access portal to even get to the point where you can be register. Our benefits are for members pay dues, and so this is a newish system, it's about a year old, that helps us manage those benefits more closely, and also gives us some more tools for managing just all the contacts that we have, because a municipality is a member, and that means all of the officials affiliated with that municipality are members as well. So it's the organization that's the member, not the individuals. So I'll have a little bit more on the portal in a moment, but I did also want to show you this. So if certain trainings you register for them, there is a fee associated with them, and many of them are recorded. And after they're recorded, they're available in our online store. We also have other things that are available in the store, and the prices for members are intended to be extremely reasonable, so that it's not a barrier for anyone to have access to the information. And for towns that are members of PASIF, and most every town is a member of PASIF, there's an additional benefit for PASIF members. So whether registering for certain trainings or purchasing them through the store, there's a code passive10. It's $10 to access those. So I wanted to give you just a little more depth on risk management services types of training. You can see that they are tailored toward, often tailored toward highway type of positions, safety. It's all about preventing losses before they happen. And so here's a few more. And here are the last ones. In addition to sort of a larger, either in-person or online type of training, like the ones I was showing you before, you may have noticed on that list there was a Northwest Regional Select Board training. And that is because we also have both MAC and PASIF. You can request sort of individual or multi-town trainings that are more specific. So we call them small group trainings. And this is a listing for the Municipal Assistance Center small group trainings on, they're either on a topic, or they may be based on a certain role or responsibility of a position, or they may be about a process. So for instance, we'll have our planning and zoning forum, and if you are interested in having a more dedicated specific training for your planning commission or your development review board or zoning board of adjustment, it could use a refresher on effective land use hearings or decisions. That's something that you can contact us, and we can arrange to do that, either online or at the town office. There's a fee associated with that, but again, for PASIF members, we hope it's reasonable enough that it wouldn't feel like a barrier. PASIF also offers scholarships for some trainings that are, whether they're provided by VLCT staff or others that they deem would help with their loss management goals. So it's definitely worth it to learn more about that, and I'm happy to provide more information as well I can, or put you in touch with the people who really will know right off the top of their head how to answer your question. Just quickly, this is from our membership brochure, some statistics on last year's what we did for members, and you can see just in terms of the training, we attempted to count, and we came up with this 3,300 plus, whether it was individual, like those individual town trainings, or the larger Zoom or in-person types of trainings. So I've mentioned this municipal access portal a few times, and I don't know if anyone here could say whether or not they have used it or not. But we have this amazing staff person, Jeremy Weiss, who, if you needed help knowing how to create a user account, or something is going on where you're not able to use the portal, he is really helpful and has no judgment about any type of question you may ask. And once you do have a user account, when you log in to the portal, it's I didn't come up with this terminology, but action items is the terminology used for how you want to interact with us through this online form. And hopefully you can see here, again, it looks pretty tiny on the screen, but you can pick a category, so that whether it's a federal funding assistance question, it's a legal inquiry, or it's a service request, such as for a small group training, you can pick that category, and then the system is going to route your action item to notify the people who need to respond. So you don't have to remember Katie's name and how to find her email address in order to ask a question. You can use this form, and the information, she will receive the information and be able to respond. The system, another, hopefully helpful thing about this system is all of the information. Like if you asked 3 different questions, you can log into the system and you can find all that information in your account. You don't have to search through your emails, try to remember who you had that interaction with. So we're hoping that it's helpful. It's definitely a learning process. It's on our end as well. I'm not showing you live versions of this right now because we are experiencing a little bit, of course, like a little bit of a hiccup between the software of the system interacting with the website. But because life is life and we can't rely on that system or people being able to access it all the time, or even if you just you need to get to someone right away, you can always reach us via phone or email. And again, if you email info@vlct.org, it will be someone's monitoring that all the time. So you will be connected with who can help you. We do have a person who answers the phone, like an actual human. She's not always at her desk, but Denise also, is very helpful if you happen to make a live call. And then someone put together this call us sheet for those of us. I certainly am more of a like to have a piece of paper with a list of names and numbers on it that I can refer to. That's just me. So this is also available on our website if you would like to download it, print it, and access information that way. So those are all my slides. I guess I'll go ahead and stop sharing. And I don't know if anyone has any questions or comments. I'm still interested to know what towns folks are from or what their positions might be. If John or Bob wants to share, if they're there, I don't know. Maybe they just turned on there.
No, I think they're there. John or Bob, can you share just a little bit about what your role is in your town and how you have used VLCT's resources or what resources you might be hoping to make use of?
Hi, it's Bob,
Hey, Bob.
and I'm with the Planning Commission in Townsend.
Hi.
And this is John. I'm on the select board in the town of Rockingham and also on the Planning Commission in Rockingham.
Great, nice to meet you.
And have you guys had occasion to make use of VLCT resources before?
Not yet, but I'm new in my role as in the select board, so certainly will be in the future.
Super.
Great, please do. And any type of question is fine to ask. So never hesitate if you're feeling like it feels like it's a simple one. Anything having to do with municipal law, we find is not necessarily straightforward, and most towns all do things their own unique way within the parameters of the requirements. And so it may be that the words on the page in the green books are one thing, and then how it actually transpires in your town, whatever that thing is, may be unique. But we're always happy to answer questions. And then if you have anything related to training that you would like to see us do that we don't currently offer, I would love to hear from you about that. We're always looking for ways to improve and make sure that we're being as responsible as possible and doing what you need.
Bob, you had unmuted yourself. Did you have a thought?
I too would like just more information about general things. Right now, the information about grants is going to be important. We're looking at renovating town hall, and that's not inexpensive. And knowing what kind of grants are available will be very important.
Have you been on our website, Bob?
How do you do that?
So you go to vlct.org.
So every time I've tried to do that, there's a paywall apparently.
So yeah, that's the membership wall that I mentioned, and all you need a user account, and so then you can access that. And if you're having trouble with that, I can connect you with Jeremy Weiss, who I mentioned earlier.
Great.
So he can give you a ring and help you get access, if that would be helpful.
That would be very helpful.
Do you want to put your contact information in the chat? Or I don't know if Rachel, you have it.
I took down Jeremy's number. I was going to call him after this meeting, actually.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, hopefully he'll be at his desk and able to answer your call. I also could, you can also email him too. And while I'm suggesting the chat, I can give you his information too. My toolbar is much more expansive than usual. Oh, looks like Shane had to go. All right. Anyone else? I don't know if our person on the phone.
Abby, I'm just wondering if you have a suggestion for where to start, Abby, for someone who's new to the select board and new to a select board position. You know, there's a lot of resources on the website. Is there like a 101, or where would you send them first?
Yeah, we actually have a new select board online manual that's pretty new, and we're excited about it. And that's a good place to start, as well as our governance page. And we also, we had a select board training in March, and probably later today or even tomorrow, that select board essentials training, which included 3 presentations, is going to be available through that that bookstore that I mentioned. So I am not super savvy at presentation stuff, but I'm going to attempt to get some emails and some of these links into the chat for you guys. Let's see.
And we'll send out the slides, and we can send out that information too at the end of the webinar. We had a few other people who had registered but weren't able to be here, so we want to make sure they get that information too. While Abby is finding things to cut and paste, John or Bob, do either of you have any other questions or things on your mind that you wanted to chat about while she's with us?
And kind of looking forward to seeing what resources are available. And hopefully Jeremy will help me with that.
I'm sure he will. Super. Well, it's great to have you all here. Abby, thanks for taking the time to just walk us through some of those resources.
Sure, and if I put the PDF in the chat, if you all want to go ahead and just download that to your computer, then you can have all of those different email addresses and links, hopefully right at quickly at your fingertips.
Super, and I'll put them on the website and email them out too. So yeah. So our next Knowledge Bites webinar is next Wednesday, the 15th, and we'll be talking about sort of a similar topic, but tools for strengthening local leadership. And these are some lessons that my colleague Meg Staloff and I took away from the local leadership program that we ran in the fall. We had about 30 members, people who were volunteers and leaders in various capacities or looking to be across Southern Vermont. came together about 4 different times, talked about what was on their minds, what was keeping them from leadership, or what supports they needed. So we'll just be sharing some of our key takeaways for cultivating local leaders, because our towns run on volunteers, and we need to raise up as many leaders as we can to keep our communities vibrant. So I hope you'll join us for that. And I'll send you Abby's contact and the slides at the end of this. So feel free to reach out to her or to me with any questions that you have.
And thank you all for what you do for your towns. It's so important and makes a huge difference.
Thanks, Abby.
Bye-bye.